Anyway, this week we are sponsored and presented by Cheez-It Grooves, and they've given us something very special. A studio audience. Hi guys, thanks for coming.
Thanks a lot for being. They don't care.
Well, they don't care that we're
about us.
doing. Anyway, speaking of receptions, we got reviews in for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. They've kind of been floating out there. We pulled the Rotten Tomato kind of aggregate score. Friendly reminder: Rotten Tomatoes. Not one person.
Not a man.
It's an average. It's a bunch of them.
Not a man named Artan Tomato. It's just a bunch of different people. Not one guy who doesn't like your favorite movie.
Robert Otten Tomatoes. His parents were divorced, and so they hyphenated.
Once again, hundreds of people. Yeah. Not even working in unison, just everywhere. Yeah. It's called an aggregate.
Yeah, but as of Monday, it's certified fresh, 85%. That's probably going to fluctuate a bunch as more and more people see the movie.
What's the first one at?
I'll
pull that up.
I didn't check. Pull that up right now. But while you're doing that, I will pull some of these up. Here's what some of the critics had to say. Let's start with Time Out. The characters are still fun to be around, the one-liners are still sharp, and the soundtrack is, of course, terrific. You know, I think we go into Marvel movies almost expecting them to constantly one-up each other, but it sounds like this one's sort of par for the course, but in a really good way. Collider kind of echoed that. Ultimately, Volume 2 can't quite live up to the legacy of the first film, but it's got everything you could want from a big superhero spectacle, and then some.
Which it feels like that's going to be sort of the running theme here, is that it's not really reinventing the wheel, but that's okay sometimes, right?
I mean, also the first one had the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew who the hell the Guardians were. It came out of nowhere. We were like, this could suck. What's the last like flawless James Gunn movie you've seen? And
was the last talking raccoon movie you've seen?
Exactly.
You know?
I watch a lot of those on PBS, and I get Canadian television.
So the original Guardians of the Galaxy, released in 2014, has a 91%. These guys are not happy with our show. They have a 91. No, really not.
Come on, guys, we're not even done with the bit.
Haters is what they call you.
Okay.
Well, bunch of evil, angry haters.
Maybe when they have some more snacks, they'll feel better and enjoy our show.
So the original Guardians has a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty damn awesome for comic book movies.
Yeah.
Especially released in the last few years. Those have kind of been all over the place.
Yeah. The Independent said, the second Guardians of the Galaxy is Marvel Studios near its best. Spectacular, funny, and with a very likable self-mocking quality. That sounds great. Baby Groot's happy. That's good. Then, of course, Entertainment Weekly says, it's still a very good Marvel movie, at times a very good one. I said that wrong. But it's a come down from the dizzying highs of the first installment. The laughs are still there, but they're less involuntary. Second movies have the worst thing going against them, assuming the first movie was good, which is just, they've got to one-up it. And third movies, third movies frequently have it worst if the second one actually delivers, because then it's like, how do you top that? I mean...
What did they say about, like, but less involuntary laughs? Like, what does that mean? Like, you force yourself to laugh more?
Well, I think also, again, like, the first one, we didn't expect it to be funny. It looked like a weird, like, Star Wars knockoff with a raccoon in it. And then we went and saw it, and we're like, oh, this is super hilarious. Like, Chris Pratt's a really funny action star, and we weren't expecting a bunch of, like, 70s pop hits.
The original is funny within the first, like, 90 seconds, too. Like, when that guy's mask comes, when that guy looks at him, he's like, who? Yeah. Like, that's great. You're all of a sudden like, these are a bunch of idiot characters. Let's fall in love with them.
We didn't expect that. Anyway, Nerdist said the action's great, the performances are top-notch, and the soundtrack is killer. 2017's first Marvel movie is impressively one of the best sci-fi adventures you could hope to see. I defy anyone to watch this and not smile from beginning to end, which apparently a lot of the people who also write reviews of the movie were like, I will take your challenge, Nerdist. The Guardian says, it's fun, though Guardians of the Galaxy 2 doesn't have the same sense of weird urgency and point that the first film had.
You would think they had a title bias there.
Yeah, I put that in there kind of as a goof. Also, I have Time and Time Out. Who will win in this contest of... Come on, please.
It's not that bad.
All right, we're almost done. We'll get through it, and it's fine. All right.
This is why we don't do a live audience anymore. You guys suck.
All right. Anyway, IGN, our very own Terry Schwartz, said the second film is far denser and has a few more pacing and story problems than the first. Still, it's a very good movie with one of the most emotionally impactful endings of any Marvel Cinematic Universe story yet. That sounds pretty good. Also, like, the first movie was about getting the gang together, and like this kind of like, they were sort of introducing villains. They had like, they had carte blanche, and they're also not connected to the rest of the Marvel Universe. In this case, it's clear they're kind of building up to Infinity War, and like you've suddenly got a team. They've become the Guardians of the Galaxy, so giving them something to do is more of a challenge. Again, Time Magazine, not Time Out, regular Time. They say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 comes at us grinning from ear to ear for nearly 2.5 hours. It's high on its own supply. Oh no, Baby Groot does not like that.
That seems okay. It seems like it's having fun, right? Shouldn't movies have fun?
I like that Time Out was like, this was great. It was a good Time Out. And Time was like, time, no. It's too exciting, too much fun. It smiles a lot. It was too happy. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Hollywood Reporter says, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 plays like a second ride on a roller coaster that was a real kick the first time around, but feels very been there, done that now. Again, roller coasters are fun things that people enjoy going on. So, I mean, sometimes critics are maybe like, I don't know. What do you expect? Like, you want like an Oscar movie? It's got a talking raccoon and a little baby tree this time.
Yeah, I generally wonder what the criteria for reviewing something like this is for some of the, I don't know, a little more strict clientele.
We've got a review coming in right now from Twitch. Flintmex says, my Guardians Volume 2 review, it has Kurt Russell. Kurt out of 10. I agree with that.
Kurt out of 10?
Yeah.
How many Kurts?
It's a very Kurt review.
10?
Very short. Then, of course, Irish Times, I like this one. This one's just like brutal. At its worst, it comes across like a vulgar birthday party hosted by an indulgent billionaire for a hard-to-please stepchild.
Oh my God. First of all, is Irish Times like a bottom shelf liquor?
I was going to make that joke too.
It really does.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they've been drinking bottom shelf. Like they're surly over there.
Yeah.
Whatever, we need that.
There were too many miniature horses and way too many rides. Didn't like it. Almost had to hurl. All right, well, calm down.
Thanks, guys.
Anyway, I'm really excited.
Goofy movie. Too much goofy, too much movie.
Does anyone really need an extremely goofy movie?
Let's ask my friend Bartles and James.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm excited about this movie. I think that expectations are really important, especially with Marvel movies.
Sure.
You know, Guardians does have, again, like, I don't have any connection to those characters. I frequently just have like, I come out of like X-Men movies just like ripping my hair out and just like shredding up my tickets. Like, that Bryan Singer did it again. He got it wrong. But I don't know, Guardians has like a talking raccoon.
I think it's really important to note, as all of us collectively sort of careen towards the next wave of Marvel movies, these things are going to get weird. They're going to change, they're going to get darker, they're going to get stranger. I think the comfort origin stories are all out of the way. Now we're just in the thick of it. Like, now we're in that part in comic books where most people are like, they lost me. Like, that's the movies they're going to start making now. Like, when these guys start going to space, and like when Spider-Man shows up, and we're going to have like the 4th Iron Man movie, or the 7th time we see the Avengers, it's going to get weird. And if you're down for that, like, yeah, you're going to have an awesome couple years. But if not, like, man, go watch the old ones again.